This video is going to review how to do some of the problems from chapter 6, section 2. And we did some of these problems in the week 2 class meeting. So if you weren't at that meeting, you can watch the recording from that meeting in order to see how to do several problems. The ones that we didn't do were at the top of this worksheet. It says number 4, 7, 32, 33, 36, and 37. All the other ones, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, we did in that meeting. So you need to watch that recording to find out how to do those. So the first one that we didn't cover is number 4. We're supposed to be solving by substitution, and you just watched that video, so you should know that when you solve by substitution, you want to have either one equation or the other equal to a variable, either x equals or y equals, one or the other, not both, and only one equation has to be like that. So what you do is you look at number 4 and you say, is there something that would be, is it easy to solve either one for x or easy to solve either one for y? And when I look at this and I look at the top equation, x is all by itself. It's not 2x or 1/2 x or anything like that, so it's going to be easy to solve that for x. So I'm going to solve something for x. I'm not going to solve anything for y. So I look at this equation I wrote down and I say, okay, I want to solve for x, so I don't want the minus 2y there. So that means that I could add 2y to both sides, and then I would have on the left side minus 2y plus 2y is 0, so I'm just left with x. On the other side I have 10 plus 2y. I can't combine those because they're not like terms, so I just leave it as 10 plus 2y. But now I know that x is equal to 10 plus 2y. This is good because now in my other equation, my second equation, it says 1/2 times x minus 2y equals 4. Well, I know what x is. X is equal to 10 plus 2y, so instead of x, I'm going to write 10 plus 2y. I still have to write the rest of this equation, minus 2y equals 4. And then I take, it says 1/2 times 10 minus 2y. Sorry, I'm not sure why my numbers got funny there. Oh, they're back. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 10, and there it disappeared itself again, and then 1/2 times 2y. I'm going to write my work over here because I'm kind of running out of room. 1/2 times 10, that means what's half of 10? That's 5. Half of 2y, well, half of 2 is just 1, so that would be 1y. Minus 2y, I still have, equals 4. So I have 5, and then I have plus 1y minus 2y. 1 minus 2 is negative 1y equals 4. Subtract 5 from both sides so that you can get y by itself. You get negative 1y equals negative 1, which is the same as positive 1y equals a positive 1. Just divide both sides by negative 1. So y equals 1. So up here, number 4, I know half of my answer is that y equals 1. Now I still have to find x, but I know that x equals 10 plus 2y. So if x equals 10 plus 2y, then all you have to do is say, well, I know that y is 1, so I have to take x equals 10 plus 2 times 1. That's just 2, so x equals 10 plus 2, or x equals 12. So x is 12, and we already know that y is 1. So the solution for number 4 is x equals 12, y equals 1. Now we did 5 and 6 when we did the week 2 meeting, but we didn't do number 7. Number 7 is a word problem. It says that the Strauss family is deciding between 2 lawn care services. Green Lawn charges $49 startup fee plus $29 per month. Grass team charges 25 startup plus 37 per month. So before I answer the questions about the cost and things, let's write an equation for each of these. For green lawn, I need to take that the total cost is equal to $49 plus $29 per month. So I can write 29 times M plus 49 for the startup fee. And let's see, grass team, their cost is equal to a startup fee of only $25, but then it's $37 per month. So we have two equations and two unknowns. We have C as one of our unknowns and M, the cost and the month. And the question says, in how many months will both lawn care services cost the same? What will that cost be? And question B says, if the family will use the service for only 6 months, what is the better option? Explain. So first of all, when it says in how many months will both lawn care services cost the same, what they're asking you then is they're saying if you have the same cost. They're saying when does C equal C? When does the cost of green equal the cost of grass team? Cost of green lawn equals grass team. So I'm going to write C equals C. When does C equal C? Well, C, the first C, green lawn, I'll call this CL and this CT. CL, CT. They want to know when are these the same. So CL is 49 plus 29M, because that's what C is. CL is 49 plus 29M, and CT is 25 plus 37M. So we're going to set these two equations equal to each other and solve for M, and that would be the number of months at which it would be the same price either way. So let's see. Let's move the 29M over here so that we get all our M's together. And that would equal 8 months, 8 times M, and I'll subtract 25 from both sides. So we get 24 equals 8M, divide both sides by 8, and we get 3 months. At 3 months, it would be the same price for either one of the services. So that's question A, ask when they would be the same. And B says if the family will use the service for only 6 months, which is the better option? Explain. So we can just plug 6 into both of the equations that we got. Put 6 in for M in both of them and see what we get. So for CL, we would get, for the green lawn one, we'd get 49 plus 29 times M, or 6 now. And for CT, the grass team, we'd get 25 plus 37 times 6. So you just have to simplify that on your calculator. Take 29 times 6 and then add 49. Or take, for the other one, take 37 times 6 and then add 25. And what your solution will tell you how much it would cost for 6 months. Whichever one's cheaper, that would be the better option. So you need to finish that problem. You need to finish part B of this was number 7. Okay, moving on. If it says explain, number 32, explain how to solve a system of equations, well, what did we do to solve this? Step 1, we get a variable alone, or we solve an equation for a variable, like x equals or y equals. That's our first step. Step 2 is then you substitute. Substitute, I spelled that wrong. There's another T there. Substitute what you get into the other equation. and then you simplify to solve for the variable. Then once you know what one variable is, you still have to solve for the other one. So that would be step 4. Solve for the other variable. I'm totally out of room here. Solve for other variable. Number 33 is shorter. It says, explain the connection between the solution of a system solved by graphing and the solution of the same system solved by substitution. If you were to graph, let's go back to number 4. If you were to graph these equations, if you solved them both for y and graph them, they would cross at the point 12, 1. So I don't know exactly what those lines look like, but let's say they cross there, and that's x equals 12 and y equals 1. So when you solve by graphing, it's the same answer that you'll get when you solve by substitution. In solving by substitution, you just skip the graphing part and use algebra to find the solution. They are the same solution. And then you had to do these last problems. Number 36 just says to pick the right system of equations. So let's look at what they say. Elizabeth met 24 of her cousins at a family reunion. Her cousins were both male and female. So one of the equations is going to be that male plus female equals 24. However, it could also be written like this. That would make sense. So it might be this one, might be this one, might be this one. This one does not make sense, so it's not that one. And then the other equation says the number of male cousins, m, was, that means equal sign, 6 less than, that means minus 6 at the end, twice the number of female cousins. So look for this equation and either some form of this equation, either this or this one works too. And when you find that, then you'll know which system of equations is the best. And 37 says, which problem is best represented by d equals n plus 5 and d plus n equals 12? It looks like they're talking about dimes and nickels. Roger has 12 coins in dimes and nickels. Well, then he should write d plus n equals 12. That looks like that equation. There are 5 more dimes than nickels. That looks like this equation. 5 plus n equals d. That makes sense. G says Roger has 5 coins in dimes and nickels. So that'd be n plus d equals 5. So it's not G because that's not one of the equations. H says Roger has 12 coins in dimes and nickels. Okay, that fits the equation. There are 5 more nickels than dimes. Well, if there's 5 more nickels, then you'd have to add 5 to d, the smaller amount, to get n. And we don't have that equation. So it's not that one. And this one, J says Roger has 5 coins in dimes and nickels. That again would mean d plus n equals 5, and we don't have that equation. So it looks like F is the best answer for that one. D and F. So if you watch this video, I hope it helped you finish these problems. You do need to turn your work in for problems 4, 7, 32, 33, 36, 37. There was one problem that you had to finish on your own. Also, you need to turn your work in for the ones that were on the class meeting video. So watch that to find out how to do 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Thank you.